Good afternoon, traders. It is Erica at Alpha E Trades. It is Tuesday, August 3rd, about 2 p.m. Quick update on the markets. This is the ES weekly chart. Let's take a look. Every candle represents 1 week. So this was last week, and this is this week. So from the larger image here, we're stuck in consolidation. Large range of consolidation. Now, ultimately here, traders, we are targeting back into all-time highs. We just don't know when this will happen. Because this is the weekly chart and every candle represents 1 week, we could see, I threw in some fibs here, it is potential that we could see a corrective pullback. Here's our 50 exponential moving average in nice alignment with the 61.8 around the 4,300 psychological. Technically, this is 42.99. But again here, though, traders, from a pattern perspective that we trade, ultimately we are targeting the 44.89 area. So this is just larger perspective from a weekly time frame. Let's crank the microscope down. So we're going to go from the weekly to the 1440 and or daily chart. Okay, every chart has a different target per the pattern that is traded. So from the daily chart here, traders, technically here, okay, we have 44.81 that's still taking us into all-time highs. But again, we're struggling here to see if we're going to get more of a corrective pullback. We are uber bullish, but doesn't mean that we don't have temporary pullbacks anywhere from 100 to 200 points. So the daily chart here, traders, this is that sideways glob here, and very tough to trade because you can get caught into the wrong direction, buyers or sellers. And we'll take a look at a trade that failed today on the 4-hour chart, and I'll explain that when we get there here. So this is what we have going on from the daily chart here. Ultimately here, traders, we are targeting back into 44.81 if the market can close over this new psychological all-time high over the 44.20. If this can have a true close over, then we'll get the momentum to fly back up. But for the time being, in real time here, we're certainly sideways from this daily perspective. Okay, now let's take a look at our 4-hour chart. Now, technically, we did have a trade here, and it did confirm, but because we are sideways, again, sideways simply means buyers and sellers are present. Okay, and so here we go. Very unpleasant trading. And even though it did confirm, it didn't completely, it failed, so to speak. Okay, so this was the trade here. This was our invalidation level right here. And take a look where price action. And now technically though, and this is some wild whipsaw as well. Look at how long these candles are. Okay, technically closed. Here was our seller's trigger. So did it truly fail? No. Okay, because what happened here, and we go level by level. Okay, so let me remove this here. We hit the 76.4 also, okay, in correlation here with support, okay. So technically here our target was 43.54. Now in the live room, we send out tweets because of real-time trading. So that's exactly what happened here. Now though, I will say something interesting here. Let's throw back in some fibs. Okay, so let's take from the swing all the way down to this low here. Okay, notice where we're at. We're at the 76.4, 44.07. If this level can hold, okay, I said if, essentially we could get the sellers coming back. This would be our new trigger. Our new invalidation would be up around here, give or take. It's just simply a waiting game here, traders. So again, because we have buyers and sellers, a lot of risk on this sideways glob here. I trade the 5-minute chart a lot when we're like this because it's easier to scalp. From the 5-minute chart, for instance, here on the 5-minute chart, here was a setup that we had from the turn down at that support on the 4-hour chart. And so we hit a target 1 at 43.92. Target 2 was at 4,400 psychological. Target 3 appears 44.10. Okay. So again, just because we have a larger time frame on our all-time patterns on the high side doesn't mean that we're shorting on the 5-minute and vice versa. So with that being said here, traders, that's what's happening on ES. So we're a little sideways from the larger time frames. Be interesting to see how we close today and if the sellers if that was the pullback. Pullbacks have been extremely shallow. We are uber bullish again, targeting into those higher time frames from the weekly and daily chart. So the daily chart here, 44.81, we go level by level depending upon the time frame. So important key level here, traders, is 44.20. If we close over 44.20 this week, then we're going to get that surge to the upside here. We just don't know yet. Now let's take a look at NQ. NQ, we did hit our target this morning. Okay, very sloppy, similar situation as well. This is the 4-hour chart, and we're super sideways here. And so let's take a look here. Here was our seller's trigger. So we did hit our target 1, 14,883, but then now we're back into just kind of no man's land here. Okay, so I don't have a true setup just yet on NQ, but we did hit our target 1 earlier this morning. And now technically it's invalid, but I left it here just for so that I could do the video on what we've got going on. So no current setup just yet here. We're too sideways. Ultimately here, traders, from NQ, and this is such a large range. I mean, here's your sellers, here's your buyers. And this is the 4-hour chart, a lot of risk. So therefore, if you crank the microscope down and trade the 5-minute chart, you can get some decent trades from a 5-minute perspective. But from a swing trading perspective here, I don't like it. There's nothing truly triggered and or confirmed just yet on NQ. Okay, so we did hit our target on NQ this morning. RTY, let's take a look. RTY, we're still we were just shy here, traders. A little bit of a cleaner pattern, so to speak. The other ones were kind of just all over, super sideways. We were just a couple ticks shy from this target here, traders, 2178. Technically, this is still a win. I'm just kind of letting this flow through to see if we can get there or not, but I wanted to keep the visual so that you can see the actual visual of the setup that we have. Invalidation level here, traders. Here's your buyers up here, 2230. And let's see if we get back into this sell mode. This is a 4-hour chart here, traders. Target 2, though, if we could get some momentum, target 2 would be 2157. So we will see how we go. This is our slower moving index. It's nice to trade just because you don't get the wild spikes as you do on ES and NQ. We will see how we go tomorrow and how we open and if we're buying and or selling. But overall, traders, we are uber bullish. This daily chart, key level 44.20. If we have a solid close over that, we're going to see a surge in momentum to the upside. And from our pattern perspective, we will target 44.80 area, give or take, and go level by level. All right, traders, hope you're having an amazing day, even though we're kind of sideways, a little choppy, and we'll be back tomorrow.